Okay.
What's up, everyone? Another episode of Shoe Booty Sports coming at you Tuesday night. I'm your host, Graham Powell. On this screen, that's Bradley Brown on the other. Say what's up, Brad. Very color coordinated.
What's
Thank
going
you.
on?
You're rocking some red and white and all things in between. I just got my white shirt on here, but anyway, let's talk about some sports and then some. But first, let's give a quick shout out to our sponsor. Shoe Booty Sports is presented by Rhino Races. Rhino Races is a virtual race series that offers 5 different races: a 5K, 10K, half marathon, a marathon, and the one of a kind Rhino Ultra. You can sign up for one or all 5 of their races at rhinoraces.com. Run your race at your convenience. Track it with your fitness app of choice. Screenshot your results as proof of completion. Submit that screenshot to rhinoraces.com under the submit results section. Once your results are verified by Rhino Races staff, your award will be shipped to you by mail. Also, check out their gear section while you're there for t-shirts, wristbands, decals, and more. That's rhinoraces.com. Rhino Races is the premier virtual running series. And you can find us, Shoe Booty Sports, on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Give us a like while you're there. Follow us on X at Shoe Booty Sports. Okay, no Razorback football to discuss or be disgusted with this past weekend. They do have Texas Saturday morning in Fayetteville, right?
Yes.
Okay,
11 o'clock game, I believe.
yes. 11 a.m. game, because why would it be a primetime game? I'm talking trash about Arkansas, but I mean, I'm happy with 5-4 and probably going to get to 6 wins before it's over with. But yeah, I don't even know what they're ranked now. Texas, are they still like number 5 in that range?
Yeah, I think they're still around 5.
Either way, they're going to be heavily favored, road game or not. But we'll pick that game in a little bit. First, let's talk about the basketball team. Did you watch the entire game against Baylor Saturday night? Which, of course, Arkansas took care of Lipscomb in their home opener, or just season opener, at Bud Walton. Then they played, I I guess, what was technically a neutral site at Dallas. Saturday, playing Baylor, number 8 Baylor. Don't know that they're still going to be number 8 since they lost their regular season opener when the new rankings come out. But either way, a good Baylor team. And yeah, well, I guess I'll let you answer the question. How much of the game did you see? All of it, some of it, any of it?
None of it. By the time I remembered it was coming on, I flipped it on and it had already went off the air. So, yeah, I thought it was going to be like prime time and it was not prime time.
When was it? I mean, when it like 6 o'clock,
Uh,
6:30?
I don't know. I flipped over there around 7:30 and it was done, I want to say.
I don't know about all that. But yeah, I thought it was a primetime game. I mean, not late or anything, but either way, I did see. I watched it on my phone. I don't remember how I did it. I think I found it through YouTube or something. Somebody was streaming it live, and I found it on YouTube. I was in your hood this past weekend. You texted me. I know you're not a big texter, but you texted me like, "Aren't you in town this weekend?" I was like, "Yep." And then I never heard from you again. So I was like, "Oh, I guess
Yeah.
he's busy with something." But that was fun. Yeah, you didn't miss a whole lot. Really, I didn't. I watched the first half, a good chunk of the first half, and then we went and got dinner because my dad was up there too. And when we went and ate dinner somewhere, I can't even remember where, but we went and grabbed dinner. And then when I got back, I was like, "Oh, I'll see if the game's still on." And it was the final seconds, and the Hogs were down 6. Boogie Flynn, a player I really like, hit a three to cut it to 3, but that was the best. That was as close as they got. Arkansas could not buy a bucket to save their lives in the first half. It was just an awful display of shooting. I mean, it wasn't just like white chocolate in Long Came Polly, Philip Seymour
Yeah.
Hoffman's character. It wasn't that bad, but they could not throw it in the ocean. I mean, it was just brick. They threw up enough bricks to build Calipari's house. It was It was bad. I mean, just nothing was going in, and yet they still found a way to make it interesting in the second half, and at least make the score respectable. It was a game I felt like Baylor, from what I saw, Baylor looked to be in control of the whole way. But yeah, that's based on just the feel of the game and the little bit that I saw in the first half. I mean, if Arkansas could have gotten any of those shots to fall, it could have been a completely different story. So I mean, this could be a really good team. It just yeah, but you're 1-1 going into tomorrow night's game against Troy at home. So I mean, yeah, we're going to get a lot of these games in ESPN Plus game, of course. So I'm not going to get to see that one. But I'll assume the Hogs will take care of business there. I did see that the Arkansas got another 5-star commit. So
Yeah, I've seen that today.
Calipari effect is in effect. Malik Thomas, maybe. I don't know.
Thomas. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So another 5-star get for Calipari and the Hogs. So woo pig on that. It was an interesting game, at least the bit I saw at the end. But yeah, they just could not hit a shot to save their lives in the first half. So I didn't feel too bad getting up and going to eat dinner wherever I went. But okay, other football over the weekend, college football. Hogs didn't play. I didn't watch a whole lot of college football. Again, this been heavy into race season. Did my first trail race Saturday in Bella Vista. It was brutal. I'm still sore. Actually, putting in about 15,000 steps at work today, playing catch up, kind of helped loosen things up in the muscles. But a trail race is
Yeah.
completely different than a road race. But
Yeah.
either way, I didn't see a whole lot of college football Saturday. What were so I'm going to have to rely on you for a lot of this. What were the big games, scores,
Oh
prizes,
no.
that?
Well, I would say a surprise was the Missouri Oklahoma game. Uh, but I don't know, it really wasn't. I mean, Missouri's had problems with lesser opponents the entire season, and they cut this one pretty close, and I believe scored the last 14 or 17 points to come away with that victory. Um,
Kind of weird to call Oklahoma a lesser opponent, though. But I mean,
yeah,
you're not wrong. But based on the record and ranking, but it's still weird to say that.
yeah, it is. Um, I was I wasn't shocked that Alabama won against LSU. I was shocked that they just beat them like they stole something. They're sitting there bragging about Death Valley's the toughest place to play. Where dreams come to die. There's fans leaving in the third quarter. Like you could just sit there and watch them on TV just filing out. So no one's dreams died that night except for LSU fans, I would say. Um, and looking through the schedule here, there wasn't really any
I'll,
other
I'll
games I
touch
think that
I'll
stood
touch up
out.
on the
But
Alabama game.
oh,
I did see the Alabama I did see the Alabama LSU game. I watched a good chunk of it. I thought my dad would want to watch it because he was right next to me, and I had the phone propped up on the coffee table. It was perfect, and he was like he just didn't want to watch it unless they were winning, and I was like, but they're winning the whole time, like it's not even close. I mean,
yeah.
it was utter domination, and my uncle, his brother, is a big LSU fan, so yeah, I figured there would be more intrigue there. But yes, it was complete domination from the Tide. I wasn't shocked by that though.
No.
I don't. This was a people were saying who needs this game more, Kalen DeBoer or Brian Kelly. I was like, Kalen DeBoer needs this game way more than Brian Kelly does. I mean, they both need it, but Kalen DeBoer really needs this game. You lose 3 games in 9 games at this point as the Alabama head coach following Saban. That's not good. That's not a good look. So he needed this more than Brian
I
Kelly.
Yeah, I don't know. Brian Kelly might need it too. I mean, he's been there how long and still hadn't won a national title? I mean, they fired people for less. I mean, they got rid of Coach O after he won a national title. Hell, they fired Nick Saban because he didn't bring them national titles. So
They didn't
I don't
fire
know.
Nick Saban. What are you talking about?
Did he what he left to the NFL. Well,
Yeah, it's like, what do you mean?
still.
Saban won a
Uh
national championship and then went to the
he did.
NFL, and probably would have
But
stayed in the
I heard
NFL if Drew Brees would have gotten a correct report on his shoulder.
yeah, I heard
So
one of the talking heads today say that they fired Saban. So I had about the same reaction. But just
yeah,
regurgitating. Uh I was also a little surprised to see Colorado win so handedly against Tech. So
I thought it was
everybody's
kind
high
of
on the
thought it was kind of a close game, at least from the score.
Yeah, it's a 14-point game, but still.
Tech's not that good. Texas Tech isn't that
I
good.
know. That's what I'm saying. I was saying Colorado, I thought really hadn't been all that great. I mean, but they've been better than I thought they would be. So,
Yeah, you were not high on them at all. You didn't have them go to a bowl game or anything. I was like, I think they can get to a bowl game just because the Big 12 is not what it was. I mean, without Texas and Oklahoma, I think they can get to a bowl game. They've done that, so they've locked that up. Yeah, they are. Colorado is better in year two under Dion Shador and Travis Hunter and company.
yeah.
So they are projecting upward. Okay. The other game, I didn't see it, but I saw the score. Ole Miss beating Georgia. Now they beat them handily. I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't a blowout, but that was the surprise to me.
They had it well in control the whole game. Like, yeah, they won it handedly.
Well, Lane's earning
So,
his money, that's for sure, and the Rebels players are earning their NIL money. I would say Jackson Dart adding to the legacy. They looks like they could be building something. They're in Oxford.
yeah.
Um, so good on them, I suppose.
Mm, and
Oregon continues to take care of business. They remain number one. Top
yeah,
four. Okay, Texas has bumped up to three. So the college football
yeah.
playoff top four: Oregon, Ohio State, Texas, Penn State. How did Penn State squeak in there? Are they
Miami dropping the ball this weekend against Georgia Tech and losing.
right?
Kind of helped them out. So not sure how Penn State got in there though. Still,
They must be leading the Big Ten right now or something. I don't know what Ohio State's done. I mean, they lose or something. I mean, how did that happen? I got to take a look at
no.
that.
Ohio State shut out Purdue 45-0.
Exactly. So I'm like, how did that happen? How did they
I don't know.
that spot?
But
I did see the Miami Georgia Tech game at Wright's Barbecue in Rogers. It was the first time I ever had Wright's Barbecue. It did live up to the hype. It's that good. I get it.
yeah, some good stuff.
Yeah, very good stuff. I had the brisket and the turkey. I mean, everything was bomb. Collard greens are bomb. Everything. It was on point. My brother Jake did get the he brought some of the white barbecue sauce. Dude, that hits different. It was all good, but man, it's yes, they have white barbecue sauce. He had to go up there and get it though. It was in like a to go container thing. Those little to go things you put just sauce in. And yes, it was awesome. It was my favorite of it. But yes, Wright's Barbecue did live up to the hype. We went there Saturday after the race for lunch, and it really hit different then. But yeah, Ole Miss takes care of business. I'm trying to pull up the bracket. The ESPN app just continues to want to show me things that I don't want to see. Last week's stuff or a video trying to make me watch this and the videos from last week, and they want me to watch an ad in the process, which I'm not going to do.
Hmm. Sure.
But I mean Oregon's really good, and I really like Danny Lanning. I really like their coach,
Yeah.
and but I mean, are they the best team? I mean, they're deserving of the top spot, but if they
They're
were
deserving of the
playing,
top spot. Do I think if you threw them in the bracket right now and let it play out, do they come out on top? No.
well, who
Do
would
I
you
know who
take over
beats them?
them?
I don't know.
Okay.
But I just have a feeling they would not come out on top.
Yeah, I don't know. They're doing this whole this I don't even know how this can't be right. But I'm not watching this video. Absolutely not. Indiana taking care of business yet again.
Yeah.
So Indiana remains undefeated. Again, that coach has won everywhere he's been. So I mean they're not going to stay undefeated, surely, but they could be. That's weird to say. A program to watch in football in the future. Somebody's going to offer him more money,
Yeah.
but so we'll see if they can keep him. But yeah, right now it's fun to be a Hoosier in football, which is still very weird to say, but it's what it is there. All right, so interesting scores over the weekend, college football. Now let's jump to the pro game. It's a weird way to say that, but it's what it is. NFL Chiefs win again. I wasn't surprised. I saw that they were down, whatever it was,
Yeah.
14 to whatever to the Broncos, and I was like, as long as they got 15, they got a chance. And then sure enough, they get it done. Of course, a blocked field goal had a lot to do with that. But that's the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. They just find a way to win, and they it's been it feels like it's been nothing but close games all
Yeah.
season. But they've come out on the winning end of all of them. So they're what, 9-0 now?
9-0. Yeah, they still have not just straight up blown anyone out of the water. That's about I believe they've all been one possession games. So pretty
Yeah,
impressive.
I think you're right. But yeah, Chiefs get it done again. And I'm done with the ESPN app. I quit. I'm trying to find scores and it's giving me everything. I'm done. I quit the ESPN app. I'm sticking to the
I'll,
fantasy.
yeah, I'll tell you one game that went exactly how you thought it was going to go, and that was the Eagles Cowboys game.
Yes. No Dak too, right?
Yeah. And yeah, it's official. I think I seen today where he's undergoing the season-ending surgery. So he's officially out for the rest of the season. Um, yeah. What a what a time to be a Cowboys fan. Well, I guess the last 30 years have been a time to be a Cowboys fan. But
Paid him all that money just for this. And I mean, I don't put it all on Dak, but I don't think Dak was deserving of that contract. But this is Jerry, the GM. I mean,
yeah,
he can't get out of his own way. I mean, Jerry Jones is the reason we've seen what we've seen since 1996. He can't get out of his own way. He had the best thing going, hiring Jimmy Johnson and then letting him run the team, and just things were going so great that he just was like, no, I got to get involved in this, and screwed everything up. And it's been like that ever since. There have been years since that people will see them as Super Bowl contenders, and I've never seen it. I'm like, no, they're Dallas. They're going to screw this up. That's wishful thinking 101. It's like Razorback fans in football when the season gets closer, they get more and more excited, and they go from predicting 7 wins to 9, and then the closer the season gets, 11, and then some
it
goober's
goes to
going to say
15.
national champions. Yeah,
Yeah, it's crazy.
Jerry can't get out of his own way. Like, swallow your pride, man. And hire a GM. If you hire a GM that knows what they're doing, and you put together a contender and you actually go win a Super Bowl, nobody's going to say, "Hey, you couldn't do it on your own." Maybe a hater would, but who cares? You got a Super Bowl. Like
Yeah,
you're the owner of the Cowboys when they won a Super Bowl, but at least in the modern era. But yeah, it's not going to happen. Like I just don't think he can. He needs the spotlight in some way, shape, or form, and in the process, he can't get out of his own way, and he's screwing the value up of his own team. I mean, it's a very valuable organization, but imagine how valuable it would be if they actually won championships on the. But yeah, this is a topic that's been discussed. Just for the last 30 years, so nothing's gonna change there.
No.
Okay, go ahead. You were gonna say something.
I was gonna say, how about the Patriots taking care of the Bears? So they shut them down pretty good. But
Yeah,
that was
well,
kind of expected because the Bears, I mean, yeah, they were what, 4-2 or something like that. But all their wins were against teams that didn't have a winning record. So kind of had a false narrative on that win percentage.
well,
But
should
I
have
am
been should
curious.
have been 5-2, except for a Hail Mary.
That is true. I'm curious on where they're going to end up at the end of the season. But yeah, I was thinking it was going to be a closer game than 19-3, but I was wrong. I'm glad I didn't put any money on any games this weekend. I don't think I would have fared too good. So
Nope. I would not have fared well either. But that's why I don't do it. Uh, I have seen Bears fans. Okay, I did see Big Cat on Barstool. He put a comment out there saying instead of waterboarding uh people, like captors or and trying to get information from them, instead of waterboarding them, just force them to watch the Bears offense on repeat, and they'll spill every secret you want to get, and that's fair. That's fair. But I have also seen fans talking about whether or not Caleb Williams should be benched. And I guess apparently some Bears veterans have asked for what I don't even know the backup. Tyler Badgett, is that who it is?
ah, don't get me lying to you.
To get snaps. I mean, I just looked at it before we got on here, but they're clamoring for him to get some reps or a start, and fans are as
Uh,
well, and that makes no sense. Like you went and you got the
did
number one
did
pick.
Williams just do that bad on Sunday?
He probably, I mean, the offense was trash. I mean, the offense was absolute trash. But this guy, play this kid. Let him. He's gonna. We've been so spoiled by guys that come in and just light it up right away. I mean, I think that players are more ready to play than they ever have been at the quarterback position. But that doesn't mean they're going to come in and light it up. And yeah, Caleb Williams is going to struggle. It probably won't click until like some point late in season two. I
Well,
mean, let him go in and make mistakes and figure it out. And you spent the number one pick on this guy. You don't bench him for Tyler Badgett. I mean, with Caleb Williams, there's a ton of potential. Bryce Young got benched in year two, but Bryce Young has played poorly for a
yeah.
season and a half, and really, doesn't have. I'm still a little shocked he was the number one. I mean, not shocked, but because of what he did in college. But I mean, look at the guy. I mean, that look like an NFL quarterback, 5'10" and 175 pounds or whatever, and that's just what he's listed as.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams has all the things you want in a franchise quarterback. He's a rookie. He's going to make mistakes, and it's just what it is. Let him learn. I don't see anything. The If you want to say it'll accomplish something, let him sit and watch for a bit, and maybe he can process things better that way. But I kind of side with Peyton Manning a little bit on this. I mean, you've already put him out there. I don't know that you want to shake his confidence anymore. I mean, just continue to play him. But if it's me, I'd continue to play him. Sure, I guess I'd think about it. Like let's sit him and let him watch for a little bit. But no, I'd continue to play him because why not at this point?
Yeah.
How did your fantasy team do, by the way? Speaking of football, and we'll jump to the fantasy world here a little.
They Yeah, both of my teams dominated this week. Uh, I think I was number two scorer in both leagues. So it went pretty good. Pretty good.
I got it done. Of course, Christian McCaffrey got activated finally. My number one
Finally.
overall pick got
Yeah.
activated in week 9, so I finally got to play him. He didn't light it up, but he did score double-digit points, 16 or so, which is good enough
Did
for
he?
me. Yeah, my guys ended up getting the win. Guys like Josh Downs ended up showing out as my flex option. Mahomes had a decent game. Najee Harris had a decent game, had like 11 points. Devontae Smith, I heard got hurt, which is why he had a whopping 3 points. But Cooper Cup did enough for me to last night to get the win this week. Rams losing to Miami. That was a bit of a surprise. I did watch that game. I was little surprised by that. Had you told me that prior to the season starting, I wouldn't have been surprised because we expected something out of Miami, but
Yeah.
it's not been a good year for them.
Were you surprised whenever you seen the Jets score?
What was the score? I wasn't
It's
surprised they lost to answer the question. Half
31-6.
and who did
It's
they
like
lose? Who did they lose to?
Arizona.
See, that's the thing. Arizona's
You
had a good year. Like, I mean, they've had this sneaky good year that nobody's talking
They have,
about.
but
Kyler Murray,
they've also had some god awful games too, though, man. Like
what, like
they've had a
opponents
they
or what?
no, just them. They've come out and just lay a stinker for 2 weeks. Uh, because yeah, Cardinals have gotten blown out this season. But yeah, I was kind of shocked to see the Jets lose that badly, but I do find it kind of uh funny, a little funny. Not too funny because I do have two of their main stars as fantasy players, but I do find it a little funny that you fire your head coach because you're not winning, and 4 weeks later you've only won a single game. But
Well, he finds it funny. Robert Sala finds it funny for
oh
sure.
yeah, he finds it hilarious because he's still getting paid. He
Yes.
finds it real funny.
And he's like, oh, so maybe I wasn't the problem. But yet
Yeah,
to see that score, yes, that or to hear that score, that is surprising. I'm not surprised they lost just because they're not good.
no, they're not.
Like it doesn't matter if Aaron Rodgers is the
they
quarterback. If they're
yeah,
not they're not
they have
good
the
and it's Aaron
tools. They
Rodgers
just
out of his prime. So there's
can't get
that.
it done. Yeah. Mm.
We've been really good at talking over each other today, but it's
We've
what
been
it
working
is.
on it. We've gotten pretty good at it here lately.
Yeah, it's been a thing. I'm trying to look up Aaron Rodgers stats right now. For
They're terrible. Of
I'm sure
course.
they are.
If only he was as good as Goff and throw what 5 picks and still win. I mean, come on.
Yeah, Lions getting it done despite Jared Goff's 5 interceptions. I wonder if they chanted Jared
And
Goff during that one.
I don't know, but as of this past week, I have officially benched CJ Stroud. And it was the right call this past week because he only put up like 13 or 14 points. He has consistently underdelivered for like the past 6 weeks. Like, then they keep on projecting him like 23 points, and he keeps on turning in like 14 points. Like it's irritating. So luckily I have Mr. Brock Purdy as my backup now starter, and he's been lining it up. So
Okay, well, Aaron Rodgers' numbers. Let me get this thing off the screen. Aaron Rodgers' numbers are actually pretty decent. I mean, he's still Aaron Rodgers at the end of the day. He's thrown for 2,200 yards and 15 touchdowns to 7 picks. I mean, numbers you would take, I guess. I mean, look at Mahomes' numbers this year. I mean, they're not that good. But the difference is he's 9-0 and the Jets are whatever they are, 3-6 or something.
3-7.
3-7 now. Wow. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not what you traded for Aaron Rodgers to get. 3-7 record.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not working out. I don't know what his contract situation is, but I mean, what are the chances at the end of this season he just says, man, I'm done. I don't know. He's going to be making a lot of money, and maybe he doesn't want to go out like that, but I don't know that it gets any better either. It depends on who you go out and maybe hire as a
I
coach.
don't think it gets any better. But I do want to say his contract is only for like 2 years. I mean, throw away last year. So I don't know. I think he won't want to go out like that. So he'll probably come back.
Yeah.
But he
Uh,
is what, 40,
yeah,
41?
he's
Or no,
40.
he's 42, ain't he?
Like, he's older than I am, and I'm 40. So I don't know. He's made enough money. He could definitely walk away. I mean, he's not having a bad year. He's not as mobile as he
Not
was.
winning games. Yeah.
Well, he's not the same player. He's not as good as he was, but he was a great player. He was an all time great player in his prime. And he's not the same just because he's not as mobile as he used to be. He can still throw, but what made
Yeah.
him so special was, I mean, his mobility in the pocket and even making throws, accurate throws outside of the pocket. And he's not as mobile or quick, and he's lost some of that athleticism with his legs. Since birthdays and obviously last year's injury, but he's not the same. And this isn't anything that's new, but it's I don't know, it's what it is. Um, sure, he could come back, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. We've talked enough about the Jets on this show. It's dead air at this point. All right, let's jump back to let's touch up on Arkansas and Texas real quick. Let's give a prediction, score, and then go from there.
All right. Who's going first?
Let
Me or you? You want me
I'll
to
let
go
you start.
first?
Go ahead.
All right. Well, I'm not going to think too much about it. This is 11 o'clock game. We have been god awful in morning games. I expect this one to be no different. Um, it's not going to be as ugly as the Ole Miss, but I kind of expect something like LSU to happen. So I'm going to say like 35-17, uh, Texas.
Think it's going to be that good of a game? Uh, yeah, I'm gonna go. Uh, I think Quinn Ewers is good for 40, so I'm gonna go 45 or 45-14, Texas. My dog was coughing and just ripped one, like in the middle of me thinking that, so couldn't help but get a little distracted there. Sorry, Dex,
Uh,
that was a little funny. Okay, so we both obviously got Texas there. Um, do you know how to say the Tennessee quarterback's name?
Iama Liava.
You could have just said no. Uh,
I've heard it said like 10 different freaking ways.
I believe it's Nico Iamaliava. I believe that's how you say it. If you think, I could see you thinking about it like as you were saying it, and that's only going to throw you off. I mean, you just got to rip the band-aid off and say it. Nico Iamaliava. Pretty sure that's how you say it.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Liava, yeah.
I saw
But
on here.
yeah, that is not the thing I'm looking most forward to on Saturday, though. And I'm surprised we haven't talked about it other times on the show, but the fight everyone's been waiting for is finally here on Saturday.
No, it's
It,
Friday. It's Friday night.
Friday?
We talking Paul
Nah,
Tyson?
it's Saturday, right?
Friday night because I got to go to bed stupid early Friday night. I got to get up and go to Hot
No,
Springs like 5 a.m.
November 15th. Yeah.
Yeah, Friday
Well,
night.
dang. Well,
All
it's
right,
still the hot game is not what I'm looking most forward to on Saturday.
well, why would it be? But yeah, let's end the show on that. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. Um, I really don't have. Well, you go first as far as your pick. I don't really have an obvious pick in this. I mean, if
What is it
obviously,
only 8 round or is it 10 round fight?
I'm not sure. I don't
Because I
know
know at one point they were trying to push it to 12, and I was like, I don't know, Mike. Um, I
who
know
was
what I
trying. Hang on,
want.
who was trying to push it to 12?
Mike Tyson.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, from everything I'm seeing, uh, Jake Paul should be a scared man. I know what I want to happen, and that's for Jake Paul to just get his block knocked off. If it actually happens, I don't know. Um,
He's a
but
tough.
yeah,
I mean, Jake Paul's a tough guy. I mean, he's a
yeah,
tough dude.
yeah. I'm thinking somehow, some way Tyson's going to get it done. Uh, I don't know about a knockout though. That would be awesome if it ended with a knockout, but I don't think it will.
I think it'll be similar to Roy Jones in the sense that it might go to a decision. But we saw what happened when Jake Paul fought an actual boxer, Tommy Fury, and not even like a world class or like top tier boxer. I'll say that. It wasn't like he fought Tyson. If he fought his half brother, who and he lost. He got outpointed. I think it was a decent fight from what I hear. I didn't watch the thing. But the longer the fight goes, man, I don't know. Tyson's almost 60 years old, so I don't know. It's hard to say who would be how that would favor one or the other. I guess Jake Paul since he's younger. Both have been training really hard. And Tyson's, I mean, he's almost 60 years old. He's not going to have the same chin he did when he was, you know, in his earlier days, much earlier.
No.
But if you still get caught by Mike Tyson, it's still going to hurt. It's still going to sting. I think it'll probably go to a decision. It'll just be up to the judges. But it's still Mike Tyson. You still have to box Mike Tyson. When Tyson boxed Roy Jones Jr. in that exhibition, I mean, I thought it was a draw. I thought it was a draw fight. I thought Tyson looked really good early. I thought Roy Jones Jr. looked more like Roy Jones Jr. toward the end of the fight, made it more like a draw. I guess I'll go. I guess I'll go Tyson by decision, just because he's an actual
Yeah.
all-time great boxer. But I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked either way. But I guess we'll find out about that, and we'll be back to recap it next week. But yeah, so we're out of time, but we'll see y'all next week. Till then, I'm Graham Powell.
Brother Brown.
Deuces, y'all.
Peace.